Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Andrea and I love the Pilates method of exercise. If you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Today I'm joined by a special guest star. This is Nicole Marcione, and she is a friend, colleague, and former classmate of mine. She recently completed her master's in gerontology, and Nicole, I'm going to let you say what that word means.
So gerontology is the study of aging throughout the lifespan, not just in older adults, but it starts in our 30s aging. And so I have my master's in gerontology, and then I recently finished my Ph.D. in Biokinesiology, which is a really fancy word for saying the science of human movement.
And recently I took a workshop with Nicole. It was a Pilates workshop, and I love Pilates so much, but it really helped me to even look at the exercises and even they were illuminated even more to me about how they can benefit us as we go through the stages of our lives. And so I thought that you would also enjoy learning from her expertise. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the workshop?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've combined my love for Pilates and love of teaching Pilates, that's how we met, with my background and my doctoral work, which was on the science of human movement and aging. And so I put together this workshop called Longevity, the Brain, and Pilates. And in it, we talk about the theory and the science behind aging and how aging impacts human movement and cognitive function, and vice versa, how exercise can affect movement as well as cognitive function. And so it's this two-way street. Aging is affected by exercise and exercise is affected by aging. But with the Pilates method in particular, there's 8 functional movements that decline with aging.
Yes, this was really the best part.
And I put them together. I mean, this list is not exhaustive, but these are pretty much the most important ones that stand out. And they're walking, so our walking tends to decline, whether that's the quality of our walking or the speed of our walking, so we tend to walk slower as we age. The ability to reach overhead, we lose that as well. Sit to stand, such as coming off of a toilet or a couch. Bending over, if we're like gardening, taking care of a pet, maybe a grandchild or child. Also calf strength, so that tends to diminish because we lose musculature as we age, as well as ankle range of motion, which is really important, and that goes back to gait as well. Contralateral movement, which helps our brain and our bodies connect more so than if we're doing the same movement on the same side. Of course, posture, right? Pilates is all about posture and alignment. And our posture tends to decline as we age. And then finally, dynamic balance. So how are we balancing as we're moving? Most of us aren't standing on one leg, not moving. That's called static balance. But how do we improve our dynamic balance? So these 8 major functional movements that tend to decline, in the workshop, we go through each of them and we discuss why they're important and how the method can improve these or at least maintain them. And we take each apparatus, or we'll use the reformer, the ladder rail, the chair, the Cadillac, and notice what exercises can affect these movements. But I know you've had a major aha moment during the workshop. Can you share that with us?
Yes, so I was also noticing that so many of the 8 things that you mentioned all come back to walking and gait and just like being in your environment and that sort of thing. But I always feel like in Pilates we tend to choose an exercise for a reason, and usually we have like one reason in mind why we would choose an exercise. But it was nice to see that one exercise that we picked, and it was many of them that people chose, really addressed nearly all of those qualities that you said, or characteristics. And so I felt like it made me love Pilates even more, because I was like, wow, I thought this stuff was great, but look, it's doing all this other stuff that I didn't really think about too much.
Exactly. And so that's why I really feel deeply when I say that the Pilates method is one of the best, if not the best, form of physical activity to make sure that we aren't declining, but that it keeps our longevity and keeps us independent and mobile and vibrant and energetic and able to live our lives outside of the studio for not only for us, but for our clients. And it, like Andrea said, it really hits all of those 8 functional movements without having to even think about them too much. Like all of a sudden you think, oh, okay, my client has a problem with, let's say, sit to stand. I'm gonna do bottom lift or footwork or whatever other exercises come to mind. But then you start realizing there's so many other exercises that work on the same musculature, the same muscle groups to help with that, and that you need so many other things. So when you're sitting and you're standing, you need to have your core strength, your glute strength, the right posture, all balance. So all of these things come into play. And so we're going to actually give you a little bit of a taste of one of these, and we're talking about we're going to take the one to chair and do one exercise and see if you can realize how many of these 8 functional movements we're actually addressing in one exercise.
Yes, even simple exercises, like I'm sure the complex exercises, you know, they're hitting them all probably too, but even the like semi-basic exercises really do it.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Andrea and I discussed a few of the different exercises and how they relate to the different movements, and what we've decided upon is to do standing pumping one leg on the chair. And why we've decided to do this, well, we'll get into that in a moment. So Andrea, if you want to go ahead and place your foot on the pedal and then heel high. Good. And then just start pressing down. We want to really engage the seat, find the posture, and then back up, nice and easy. So as you can see, of those functional movements, we are addressing sit to stand because it's the glute strength. We're addressing dynamic balance. We're addressing posture. We're also addressing contralateral movement because only one side is moving while all of the rest of her is keeping her upright to keep her balanced, as well as if she goes ahead and on this next one, Andrea, go ahead and press down, keeping your heel high, then keep the pedal down, lower the heel, good, and lift the heel, and then keep pressing into the heel, into the pedal as you bring the pedal up. Now we're getting into that calf strength as well, so go ahead and do that again. Keep your alignment, keep your lift, beautiful, and then really strong in your standing leg, right? So we don't often stand on one leg in everyday posture, very good. One more and then we'll switch. But what we do every single day is walking, and we actually are on a single leg all the time when we're walking. It's a very short time, but during that time our body still has to adjust for balance and posture and all of that as we're walking. Yeah. So go ahead, just so you're balanced between both legs. And so she's going to...
I'm hoping that was the good side.
And so making sure, again, that the back is working, the length, so even though we're not using... pretty much reaching and bending is the only thing we're not addressing here. However, she is finding the reach through her whole body, and all that length that she's using will help her have the strength for when she does go to do spinal movements such as bending or twisting, because she's already learning how to stay tall in her spine and find all of that decompression of the spine. Good. And then just do one more.
Okay. I forget how hard this exercise is on the chair. I always do it on the high chair where I get to hold on.
Good. Excellent. And if you wanted to challenge someone a little bit more, you could take the pull away. If you wanted to give someone a little bit more Stability, you could actually have them do this with the high chair where they could hold on with the handles. But this is lovely because you can adjust the springs as well, and I can walk around her and make sure that she's in a correct position. Oh yes, so stand in that right leg as well. Yeah, so making sure that it's not just the moving parts that we're focusing on, but the entire thing. So I hope that gives you a little bit more of an idea of how just one exercise that you probably teach on a weekly basis, maybe even a daily basis.
Yeah, I teach that exercise a lot, and it's so good for lots of stuff. But I mean, it's really planning for the future too.
Exactly. So take it with you and use it in your studio this week. We would love to hear about what you found in the comments below, or if you want to contact me directly. My email is nicole@integrativeaging.com, which we'll have below in my...
Yes, I'm going to put that in the information box below. And also, Nicole has been so generous to share a promotional code, which I will put in the information box below as well. And that will give you a discount on the workshop.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you liked content like this and you want to see more, if you want to see more special guest stars as we sit, between two armchairs, please let me know, and I'm happy to bring you this kind of extra Pilates content. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later. Bye.